नहीं चाहिए। अब मुझे ऐसा दर्द नहीं चाहिए, गंध जिसमें भरी हो अहंकार की, गंध जिसमें भरी हो अहंकार की। वो दिखावे का टीका नहीं चाहिए, वो दिखावे का टीका नहीं चाहिए, जिसमें सूरत श्री माँ की ना आए नजर, जिसमें सूरत श्री माँ की ना आए नजर। छोड़कर इस जमाने की रंगीनियाँ, आ गया हूँ मैं माँ तेरे दरबार पर। छोड़कर इस जमाने की रंगीनियाँ, आ गया हूँ मैं माँ तेरे दरबार पर। सिर्फ भक्ति से मतलब है मेरे लिए, सिर्फ भक्ति से मतलब है मेरे लिए। कोई दुनिया का बंधन नहीं चाहिए, कोई दुनिया का बंधन नहीं चाहिए, गंध जिसमें भरी हो अहंकार की, गंध जिसमें भरी हो अहंकार की। वो दिखावे का टीका नहीं चाहिए, वो दिखावे का टीका नहीं चाहिए, जिसमें सूरत श्री माँ की ना आए नजर, जिसमें सूरत श्री माँ की ना आए नजर। जहाँ भी तुम्हें देखूं आओ नजर, मेरी आँखों को बख्शो वो रोशनी। मैं जहाँ भी तुम्हें देखूं आओ नजर, मेरी आँखों को बख्शो वो रोशनी। इसके सिवा और कुछ भी नहीं, सिर्फ इसके सिवा और कुछ भी नहीं। कोई जीवन का साधन नहीं चाहिए, कोई जीवन का साधन नहीं चाहिए, जिसमें सूरत श्री माँ की ना आए नजर, जिसमें सूरत श्री माँ की ना आए नजर। मैंने दरबार में तेरे छू के चरण, फैसला कर लिया है समझ सोच कर। मैंने दरबार में तेरे छू के चरण, फैसला कर लिया है समझ सोच कर। सत्य की खाक मिल जाए मेरे लिए, सत्य की खाक मिल जाए मेरे लिए। झूठी दुनिया का कंचन नहीं चाहिए, झूठी दुनिया का कंचन नहीं चाहिए, जिसमें सूरत श्री माँ की नाए नजर, जिसमें सूरत श्री माँ की नाए नजर। साधुओं ने जो
जय जय बोलो, जय जय बोलो, जय बोलो, जय 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 बोलो, 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 जय जय
Jai Mataji, dear brothers and sisters. Let's start the meditation by collectively and consciously bow to the lotus feet of the Devi and raise our Kundalini. Collective Namaskar and Kundalini.
My joy knows no bounds when we have come to worship this holy mountain, which we have named as Ganaraj. Because they can hear you without that. The words are not sufficient to hold the outpour of your joy. I come to you as a symbol of your mother. But the first son who was created was Shri Ganesh. And then when the Mother Earth was created as a symbol of motherhood, Shri created many Shri Ganeshas in this universe. In the cosmos, the star which is called as Mars is the Ganesh, Shri Ganesh. All these symbols were created for you, the Sahaja Yogis, to recognize them. To recognize all these symbols is easier if you are a realized soul. But we have had so many great realized souls in the past of very high quality.
De très haut niveau.
And they recognized, they found out the symbols of Sri Ganesha, the microscopic form of the whole earth, Mother Earth. So in the triangle of Maharashtra, we have got 8 Ganeshas, which are manifesting vibrations and were recognized by great saints of Maharashtra. But as you have seen, as a grace of these great saints, especially Maharashtra, has created human beings who have expression of their emotion and mind. Because of that lofty vision in the mind, whenever they see something of this sublime nature, their thoughts go to God. Thanks to the saints of that state, that people have that sensitivity and that kind of a movement. Unfortunately, in the West, where Shraddha is something very superficial, anything like this takes them to something very low, filthy, unholy. Instead of surrendering to the sublime and enjoying the greatness of the sublime, they take to something very carnal, which belongs to the flesh. But still, the people who are living in simple ways in the villages, in the nature, must have realized the importance of this holy mountain. Thousands and thousands, millions of years back, Har Ganesha. It was first a huge ocean where Himalaya stands. Himalaya gradually started coming out of that ocean in a flat way like a Shivalinga, which is the expression as the manifestation of the animals. They have the brains which are flat. In this way. But when the Himalaya started coming out of that sea, it's the Mother Earth pushed on sides. And say.
Et on peut dire que notre mère, la Terre, a commencé à draper les plis de son sari.
You can stand up and stop. Now, when that movement started, the sari gave waves of vibrations in such a way that at certain points it rose up to a point, becoming like Shri Ganesh. And it was, to begin with, a flat, again, the same type of the. But then still more folds started coming up much later when human brain started developing its ego. So the whole of that land was pushed up and another land joined it in such a manner that it formed, was pushed in and was brought to the climax. That synchronizes with the human brain because the whole universe is represented in our body as well. Now, the central axis of the Mother Earth acted as the spinal cord. By this happening in the Himalayas, again there was a big push onto all the mountains which were to be created as Sri Ganesh, and they got into their final forms. And the apex was created. So the Mother Earth as Gauri created all these Ganeshas. At the other end of these ranges must be the. You see, when they pushed it, Himalaya was brought up to a point. Up to a point it went, and then the waves created Ganesha of a certain height, not too much height. So it was pushed on the right hand side more. The ego went, you see, expression in Mont Blanc, say for example. And on the other side, it was created another Ganesha at the other end near Darjeeling. No. It is the expression of ego.
Yes.
So Shri Ganesh was expressed even in Darjeeling, and you get the same kind of redness on that. I have seen another Shri Ganesh created in Delphi, where they say is the Nabhi of the Mother Earth. Also, when Shiva is created, Linga is created, along with him, always there's a Shri Ganesh created, as in Amarnath, where a drop of water falls on a particular area and creates the Linga. Plus that, another drop falls on another side and creates Shri Ganesh, exactly like the face. Now the ocean is the father, and the Mother Earth is your mother. Mountain, which is called as the father. The reason is she at that height can catch the father on top of her head as snow or as rain. That is how a mother becomes the father. And so she can perform the complete function of a father and a mother. In that state, only Gauri, the daughter of the mountains, conceived Sri Ganesha without the help of the Father, Immaculate. The purity of the snow is 100%, and that covers the Mother Earth, gives the formation of innocence. All the filth and dirt that goes into the ocean is clarified by the sun, which is also Sri Ganesh, and is brought on top of the hills and mountains to cover it. But to Ganesh, it is a big problem to exist in a country which doesn't worship it. It has no sense of respect. It is inspired that it should climb over very egoistical ambitions of a low level and outward. When you see the mountains like this, the idea that should come into a good human being would be, oh God, I can see you in this sublime form. And how will I conquer my ignorance? How will I climb over my mountain of arrogance to look at you? To a egoistical mind, the mountain is for the joy of the eyes, and the joy which is really not the joy, but is a kind of a pleasure for them to see. Their ego gets challenged and they want to climb on the mountain that we are higher than you. We had Himalayas for thousands and thousands of years in India. Nobody ever thought of climbing it. When the English came, they started doing it first time. Then the French, Portuguese, Spanish, all of them all did this, and the Indians were looking at them bewildered. What are they doing? Why do they want to climb the mountain? It's better to see them from distance and adore them than to climb over them to die. But as in Switzerland, it has gone that they try to ski over these mountains, take the slopes to go down. They go down in any case. And they break their legs. I told one Sahaja who wanted to come here for skiing, I said, don't go there. It's not allowed by Sahaja. And he came back with broken legs. So everywhere, the games are also such that it's just a satisfaction of the ego. I can understand small children going over a slide, but big old men doing like this for hours together, they have no other work to do. That shows they have no maturity of any kind. They are still stupid children playing with the snow. By all these doings, what happens? That the holy places become like cemeteries. Imagine, instead of putting flowers on Sri Ganesha, you are putting dead bodies on his body. And while skiing, putting those hard nails into the body of Sri Ganesh.
Et en
True.
skiant,
There is no sense of respect. Perhaps we don't respect ourselves. We are not mature enough. The first thing that should happen, that one folds his hands to Sri Ganesh and just sees those things. Just this should happen to all the Sahajogis. Not innocent, you cannot have respect. And in the innocence, you don't think you are the wisest of all and make everybody look like a fool. Nor do you laugh at others and make fun of them. Nor do you play games and put people down. But what I have seen, even coming to Sahaja, this is the worst part of it. I have seen people who play games after coming to Sahaja. They gossip and say all kinds of wrong things, which I have never said before. There was so many kinds of things I hear that I'm amazed how Sahajogis are such creators of gossip. Is this the way Ganesha would behave towards the mother? That thinking yourself to be great people, you say mother said so and this happened and that happened. Ego is anti-innocence. And that's why this kind of a nonsensical gossip people do, which I can't understand, so filthy, I just can't understand. Like there was one lady whom nobody would marry. And there was only one fellow who accepted to marry that woman. And that's how the marriage took place. Now this lady, or perhaps somebody who is like her, has spread stories that she was the most beautiful woman. Everybody wanted to marry her. Everybody raised their hands. I never asked people to raise their hands. It's not like that at all. When I heard it, I was shocked. This woman, nobody wanted to marry her. There are all kinds of things that you have got from your past. And you must try to get out of it. Otherwise, you cannot rise high. A person who is not innocent cannot worship Shri Ganesh. In his right hand, he has got a parasha. You must know that. A terrible instrument, you see, with one stroke, he takes out your head like guillotine it is. Those who are not innocent play games, try tricks, gossip, indulge in filth, he cuts them off. Innocence is a very sharp thing. It does not have any compromise, which you can see in the life of Christ. With his trunk, he throws people left and right and throws them out. He sees for a while, and if people remain still half-baked, they are thrown out of Sahaja Yoga. No one should think that you have got realization. You can be in the Sahaja Yoga if you do not take to innocence. Innocence gives you complete sincerity. And Ganesha is the judge. And he is the one who throws you out of the periphery like a tangent. You get out of Sahaja Yoga. And when you get out of Sahaja Yoga, you start going down and down and down. And then you may develop horrible diseases of the Muladhara. Those who are hit by him are the worst. If you have come near him, be careful. Face yourself, see yourself, note yourself. Another thing they told me that some people think that they are great Sahajogis who contribute nothing to Sahaja Yoga but headaches. If some saint Sahajogi starts telling the other Sahajogi about something sensible, this fellow puts up his right Vishuddhi, pressing it hard on him to show that you are talking because your Vishuddhi, right Vishuddhi is catchy. Very cunning. You are not to play games because you are harming yourself. I am telling you now. Those who think they can play with the loopholes must know that there's a loop around their neck. Like the fallen angels, you'll go to the greater heights or depths of Maya. So try to be honest to yourself. Any nation has any problem, any sins they have been committing or have committed before, should not be anymore a tag with you. If a country has been cunning, then you should be innocent. If you are coming from a foxy clan, you have to be innocent. Like you are coming from a Thuggery clan, then you have to be extremely astute. If you are coming from the romantic clan, you have to be extremely pure. You have to be juxtaposition of whatever sins we are suffering from. If you are the light in the darkness, you have to be brilliant and not dark. And you have to give light in the darkness to the dark, not to take dark upon yourself. So if you really feel that the past of your country has been such and such, you better study it and know for yourself that you have to be just different. Some are comfort loving, they should get out of that. Some are pleasure loving, they should get out of that. Some are tempted with women and men and drinking and all that, you should completely give up and come out of it. There are deeper sins we have of cunningness, of aggressiveness, of slyness. All these things are to be studied and understood that what do we have to do for our country is to get out of it completely first of all, like the lotus out of the mire. Then you have to become absolutely a person completely integrated. Like that, you have to be in the juxtaposition to rise higher than the rest of them, to give them a proper lead. I can tell you that Shiva tolerates a lot of nonsense because he is fond of forgiving. And Vishnu principle tries to play with them and punish them or kill them. But Ganesh Tattva has no compromise of any kind. And when this becomes Ekadasha Rudra, and when Christ is going to come in that form, then there will be no compromise, no Mataji, no crying, no argument, nothing. Shri Ganesha himself will throw people into hell. So be careful on that. Today, in the presence of Shri Ganesha, you have to take an oath that whatever is the past of my country, I will get opposite to that. Like I would say, Indians are not very good with the money. Money matters, they can be very horrid, and sometimes they create a problem with money matters. So one has to know that we have to be absolutely astute as far as money is concerned. It is not sufficient only to be something innocent, but it is more that it should be proved, that people should know that you are innocent. Like I asked my son-in-law, he is a very honest man, whether this would be honesty. So he answered, this may be honesty for outside purpose, but it is not in the essence of honesty. So that is how you have to be honest in the essence of it. And the essence of honesty is innocence. Essence of sincerity is innocence. Essence of beauty, glory is innocence. And innocence is the one that gives you complete detachment. So to such a symbol of innocence, when we bow, we must know what we have done about ourselves. Whatever has been your past, get out of it. Be just the opposite of what has been so bad before. Strongly against all that you were before in the darkness. That is the sign of your character and of your strength, and will show to the world that your spirit, which is enlightened within you, has given you that strength and that new dimension. So the second oath we have to take before Shri Ganesha is that I will be honest to myself. I will not deceive myself for anybody's sake. Now, the third great thing about Shri Ganesha is that for him no gods exist except his mother. And you know all the stories about Sri Ganesha, how he adored his mother. Because he knows his mother is the power and that he is the source of your wisdom. He is the source of your wisdom. He, Sri Ganesh, he is the embodiment of wisdom. And the greatest wisdom he has, that it is better to worship the mother than anybody else because she is the power. According to him, even the father, if you have to meet, you have to go through the mother. And secondly, father is just the witness. All his security, all his powers, all his beauty, in a sense, comes from his mother. So, with the third oath, you have to take that for us, our mother is so powerful, why should we be afraid of anything? If she is going to give us the wisdom, why should we try to seek it anywhere else? I appear very innocent sometimes. But my innocence is complete intelligence, I think. And that is the reason, you see, people take time to accept. But people like Sri Ganesh, who are the wisest of all, know the trick. The another oath we have to take today, that we'll respect every Sahaja from our heart because they are made in the form of Sri Ganesh. We'll not make fun of them. We'll not laugh at them. As long as they are in Sahaja, we have to respect. But they can be thrown away. They can get out of it. But unless and until this happens, do not put your ego on other people. Don't think that you understand everything. Don't think that you know everything. Respect each and every person, not for what he has read or what he has learnt, but because he is a great soul. I feel the whole West suffers from one simple disease, that is, they do not know how to respect anyone. Whatever doesn't suit their mind, they will never accept nor will respect. With their ego, they want to judge everyone and condemn everyone. So get out of it and tell yourself, I don't know anything. I was a stupid fool with my ego. Humble down yourself in your heart. Open your heart and love each other. Respect and love is the two things you have to promise to Sri Ganesha. If you cannot do that, your ascent is going to be very difficult. May God bless you.
Sahaja, Shri Adishakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Let's connect with the Lord Ganesh by putting both hands on the floor and just steady ourselves. Full consciousness of Mother Earth, of complete Mother Earth, complete open heart, attention above Sasara. Let's try and be completely one collectively. And through both our hands on the floor, we surrender ego and right channel completely, all the mind, all the aggressiveness, all the slyness coming from the right side, the cunningness coming from the right side, the dryness coming from the right side. On the left side, we surrender superego, all the possessions, all negativities on our collective and individual left sides. every heaviness, every depressing feeling, every sadness, everything that is preventing us to be strong and centered. And from our feet and our Muladhara, we are also surrendering, and from both hands at the same time, we are surrendering all the negativities in our bodies, in our chakras, in our central channel to Mother Earth. We need to feel collectively the sucking of Mother Earth as if we were attracted, we are becoming heavier on Mother Earth, as she's absorbing all the heat, all the negativity, all the catches through our hands, our Muladhara, our feet. Full attention above Sahasrara, complete surrender to Shri Ganesh in Mother Earth. Shri Ganesh mantra from the heart, collectively. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Shri Adi Bhumi Devi Mata. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Adi Bhumi Devi Mata Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Complete collective surrender to the Lord Ganesh as the magnet in Mother Earth, and also to Shri Adi Bhumi Devi to become pure and innocent and also fragrant as Mother Earth. Let's now put the left hand on the lap. Shri Mahakali Bhairava. Om Twameva Sakshat. Shri Mahakali Bhairava Sakshat. Shri Adi Shakti Mataji. Shri Nirmala Devi. Namo Namaha. Shri Mahavira. Om Twameva Sakshat. Shri Mahavira Sakshat. Shri Adi Shakti Mataji. Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Let's collectively establish Shri Mahakali in our left side and Shri Mahavira in the superego completely. Now, right hand on the lap, left hand over the shoulder. Shri Mahasaraswati Hanumana. With a focus on the right side and on ego, to completely be egoless like the Lord Ganesh. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahasaraswati Hanumana Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Complete surrender of right side and ego. Shri Buddha mantra to establish the Lord Buddha at the ego level. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Buddha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. both hands on the lap. Complete collective consciousness. We need to be together first in our attention, in our heart, in our consciousness. We need to be collectively conscious and collectively integrated as one. One bigger self, one bigger consciousness, one bigger awareness, one higher level of integration. We need to feel that we are the Virat. We are high, we are wide, we are strong, we are powerful, we are completely enlightened. And truly, when we are together, we are in paradise. By expressing completely the Virat. Let's feel both our hands and let's feel the vibrations coming from mother pictures in our home. Let's feel the subtle vibration as a blow of wind coming from the pictures of mothers in our homes. You can feel the light, you can feel the blow of the divine wind of vibrations flowing through our hand, flowing and touching our hands, all our body, our sahasrara. Let's not forget that we are the Virat, even though we are doing this exercise. Let's collectively focus on the Muladhara with a higher consciousness that we have now. Let's focus on the 4 petals of the Muladhara within us and on the Lord Ganesh, who governs this primordial Muladhara. Let's collectively surrender our individual Muladharas to the collective Muladhara. Let's say one time Shri Ganesh mantra with a pure desire from our heart that our Muladhara becomes healthy, become strong, become radiant with purity, with chastity, with innocence, and with all the qualities of the Lord Ganesh. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Complete surrender of our Muladhara to the Devi. we need collectively to decide that only the purity, the purest dimension of our Muladhara will express in our being, in our lives. Shri Ganesha, please give us a strong and divine Muladhara that removes obstacles, that brings joy, that do not compromise with filth, with negativity, with with low behaviors. Help us establish a powerful and vibrant Muladhara that act as a magnet, attract people. Let's collectively feel the collective Muladhara and the primordial Ganesh in our collective Muladhara. And we just surrender our own Muladhara to the collective Muladhara, as when the drop of water goes to the ocean, it is not worried to be a dirty drop or a clean drop. It just completely melt into the immensity and is completely cleared and balanced by the immensity. Let's surrender completely our Muladharas to the ocean of purity that is the Lord Ganesh, that is the primordial Muladhara. The more we surrender our Muladhara to the primordial Muladhara, the more we are one with the primordial Muladhara, and we feel the strength and the power and the purity of our Muladhara, the bigger it becomes in terms of vibration, in terms of energy. The energy of our collective Muladhara is projected around us powerfully, gloriously. But we need to focus only on being one with the Lord Ganesh in the primordial Muladhara. We need to steady ourselves collectively and feel the Muladhara and surrender to it completely.
एकदन्तं महाकायं तप्तकाञ्चनसन्निभं लम्बोदरं विशालाक्षं वन्देऽहं गणनायकम् मौञ्जी कृष्णाजिनधरं नागयज्ञोपवीतिनं बालेन्दुसुकलामौलिं वन्देऽहं गणनायकम् अम्बिकारदयानन्दं मातृभिः परिवेष्टितं भक्तिप्रियं मदोन्मत्तं वन्देऽहं गणनायकम् चित्ररत्नविचित्राङ्गं चित्रमालाविभूषितं चित्ररूपधरं देवं वन्देऽहं गणनायकम् गजवक्त्रं सुरश्रेष्ठं कर्णचामरभूषितं पाशाङ्कुशधरं देवं वन्देऽहं गणनायकम् मूषकोत्तममारुह्य देवासुरमहाहवे योद्धुकामं महावीर्यं वन्देऽहं गणनायकम् यक्षकिन्नरगन्धर्वसिद्धविद्याधरैः सदा स्तूयमानं महाबाहुं वन्देऽहं गणनायकम् सर्वविघ्नहरं देवं सर्वविघ्नविवर्जितं सर्वसिद्धिप्रदातारं वन्देऽहं गणनायकम्
Let's have the Shraddha in our heart, that devotion which makes us completely one with the divine. A level of Shraddha that is so high, so deep, that we completely, completely surrender our Muladhara, completely melt ourselves in the primordial Muladhara. This is where our attention is. Total surrender to the primordial Muladhara from the heart. Pure desire. We surrender to the primordial Muladhara until we become pure energy of innocence, pure energy of chastity, pure energy of joy. We feel the joy in our heart. And also we need to feel that as we are surrendering completely, the energy of the Muladhara just explodes or expands in such a powerful and fast and great way that the whole creation and beyond are completely enlightened by the energy of the Muladhara, the purity of the Muladhara. It creates waves and waves of bliss, deeper and higher and subtler. And the more we focus on our Muladhara, all our chakras are also enlightened because Ganesh is in all the chakras and is the one who is authorizing Mother Kundalini to rise. He is the purity of all the gods that resides in all the chakras. He is the one that is to be worshipped the first, to be called upon the first, which name needs to be said before any deity, as no deity has the right to be present if Ganesh is not there first. Let's feel the glory of the Lord Ganesh in our Muladhara, the presence of the Lord Ganesh in all our chakras. The vibration and the expansion of the energy of the Muladhara around us. And we just pray in our heart that this energy of purity and innocence, this true energy of purity and innocence that is emitted from the primordial Muladhara, may this energy of purity and innocence purify the whole humanity. Bless all our brothers and sisters who are yogis. Strengthen the Muladharas so that we can collectively become stronger and bring us all the beautiful and the great qualities of the Lord Ganesh, so that anyone who approaches us feel the joy, feel the love, feel the purity, feel the chastity, that people get attracted by the magnet of the primordial Muladhara within us. They feel attracted to receive the realization. They feel attracted by the highest in us. Before finishing the meditation, let's use this collective force, this collective gathering, and this energy of the Muladhara that we have collectively awakened. Let's collectively surrender all the obstacles in our lives, at any level in our lives. Any problem that we might have, personal, health, professional, emotional, spiritual, financial, social, problems at any level, any fear, any obstacle, any issue. We just don't think about those issues. We just put them all, surrender them all to the Muladhara energy, to the innocence, to the purity, to the feet of the Lord Ganesh in the primordial Muladhara. We don't have to do anything. Just surrender at his lotus feet, everything collectively. Let's take 1 minute to do that before finishing the meditation. We can also surrender the problems of the world, the problems of humanity, and all the problems of all the yogis. With a heart full of gratitude, let's do a collective namaskar to the Lord Ganesh and to our beloved divine mother. Collective namaskar. Kundalini.
Bolo Jai Jai 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 Bolo 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 Jai Jai Bolo